So the upcoming Human Rights Council session is going to be looking at 4 topics which are relevant to what we've talked about today. The most important ones are probably torture and counter-terrorism, but there's also the Special Rapporteur on Peaceful Assembly. He's also giving his annual report, and the Special Rapporteur on Human Rights Defenders, who is someone who is looking at this issue of transnational repression of critics of authoritarian states, the long arm of the state reaching out in the way that we've seen China doing. So that's 4 opportunities that Canada has to speak out on those issues. Now, as we saw recently with China's UPR, 161 states spoke. Canada raised human rights concerns, and we're grateful for that. But we saw real organisation with pro-China voices. So a whole range of states who gave boilerplate statements praising China in a number of ways. And we need to see much more organisation with states who have concerns about the issues that we've raised today. So the 24 countries who signed the Media Freedom Coalition statement raising concerns about Jimmy Lai's case and about media freedom in Hong Kong should be ensuring that they're organised before the Human Rights Council session. We think this is an opportunity for Canada to show real leadership, to shine a spotlight on these issues. Now, very practically, what they can do is, first of all, they can ensure that in the 5 weeks in the lead up to the Human Rights Council, that they're engaging with other states to see what other states are doing and to ensure that a spotlight is shone on these issues. Secondly, they should be preparing to engage with the Chinese delegation bilaterally when they're in Geneva, because that's an opportunity to speak bilaterally, raise these concerns, press home the messages that we've been speaking about. And thirdly, publicly, in their own time, which is even shorter than the times we have here, they usually get 2 minutes 30 seconds, they should be highlighting these issues and this case and making sure that the international community is making its voice heard loud and clear and that China hears it. We know that China responds to what happens in the Human Rights Council. We've seen that in other cases. We've seen it have real leverage. We've also seen Canada in other cases, a secure release of political prisoners in other circumstances. And it's high time that we saw the international community doing all it can to ensure that Jimmy Lai is released before we see this British man die behind bars for being a journalist and for being a pro-democracy campaigner.
Ms. Leung, I've got about 30 seconds if there's any